The question which many ask is, do the pillars of creation still exist? The answer to this question is yes and no at the same time. Wondering why? That's because our universe is filled with such phenomenal phenomena that are bound to astound everyone. And the pillars of creation are just one of such phenomena. You're watching Into the Unknown, and in today's video, I'll be taking you far away to a place to find out whether the pillars of creation exist or not. But before we continue, take a moment to subscribe to Into the Unknown and click the bell icon. Back in 1745, Swiss astronomer Jean-Philippe Lois de Chasseau first discovered the Eagle Nebula in the Serpens constellation. However, the discovery in 1745 was only limited to the Eagle Nebula and nothing else. However, fast forward and on 1st April 1995, two astronomers, Jeff Hester and Paul Scowen, were awestruck when they first viewed the Eagle Nebula in thorough detail through the eyes of the Hubble Space Telescope, and managed to capture the stunning visuals which shocked the whole world. For the first time, people got to witness this incredibly colorful region of the cosmos located in the Eagle Nebula. This region was then analyzed, and astronomers concluded that the smoke visible in the picture was basically the accumulation of gas and dust, which was a tiny part of the entire Eagle Nebula and was in the process of creating new stars, which is why this region was given the name the Pillars of Creation. The photograph which showed these pillars covered a great region of the cosmos because the Pillars of Creation span about 4 to 5 light years, and that is the amount of distance light travels in 4 to 5 years. No wonder the Pillars of Creation are huge and big, but in cosmic dimensions, the reason they are termed as a tiny feature of the Eagle Nebula is because the entire Eagle Nebula is roughly 70 by 55 light years. So probably, these pillars occupy a little part of the entire nebula. The Pillars of Creation are composed of gas, which is primarily cool molecular hydrogen, and dust. The beauty of this region in space does not only come from the fact that they look beautiful. Instead, they are home to a beautiful process of star formation. Yes, that's right. The Pillars of Creation is a region in space from where a lot of new stars are formed. You might wonder, how does this happen, right? Well, the Pillars of Creation, as mentioned moments ago, is a region of gas and dust. There are certain regions in these pillars where the density is higher. These regions of higher density are spots where gravity from the accumulated gas and dust begins to take effect. This results in a gravitational collapse of these clouds, which are then fragmented into many smaller cores, and it's these cores which become the place for the individual stars to be born. You might be thinking, how many stars are born from the Pillars of Creation, right? Well, estimating such a thing is bound to lead to error, but the Pillars of Creation surely contribute to the 275 million stars that are born every day in our observable universe. The Pillars of Creation exhibit their distinctive shape due to the intense radiation and stellar winds from nearby massive stars. These energetic forces erode the surrounding gas and dust, sculpting the columns into their iconic shape. The densest regions of the pillars are more resistant to this erosion, creating long, narrow columns that are illuminated by nearby young stars. While the Pillars of Creation may seem like something totally unique in the universe, but the fact is that the universe is filled with such wonders. Just some time ago, the James Webb Space Telescope was sent into space, and it soon started its operations. The Webb Telescope revisited the Pillars of Creation and captured a stunning image of the pillars in an attempt to refresh our memory of this marvel. At the same time, the Webb Telescope also captured some other wonders of our universe, such as the mountains of the Carina Nebula, which is another one of the most active star-forming regions in space, located at a distance of 7,600 light-years from Earth. The mountains of the Carina Nebula are in no way different than the Pillars of Creation, except for their shape. Stephan's Quintet is another marvelous region of space where these 5 galaxies are dangerously close to one another. Located in the Pegasus constellation, at a distance of 290 million light-years, this region of space is extremely crowded. Additionally, the Webb Telescope also captured this site in our universe, that is located in Taurus constellation. This is a picture of a star blasting gas into the surrounding dust clouds, which is why it's named as the fiery hourglass. So, there is definitely more to this in the universe, which remains undiscovered. However, another truth might simply confuse you. Because while the pillars of creation seem amazingly beautiful, and in the past offered astronomers a lot of new knowledge in the world of star formation, the most betraying aspect of these pillars remains the fact that they do not exist anymore. Although, if you were to fly to the Hubble or the Webb telescope just right now, you would still be able to see these pillars. But still, it is absolutely true that they don't even exist anymore. And that's because the property of light traveling at a finite speed can sometimes be deceiving. According to astronomers, it is suggested that roughly 6,000 years ago, the pillars of creation were wiped out entirely due to a shockwave caused by a supernova nearby. So therefore, the pillars have ceased to exist, and if one were to physically visit their location, the pillars would not be visible. But the reason we are still able to see them right now is because of the staggering distance between Earth and the pillars of creation, which is roughly 7,000 light years. Which means that if the explosion wiped them off 6,000 years ago, that light has ever since been traveling towards us. But for that light to reach us, it has to travel 7,000 years, out of which it has already by now traveled 6,000 years. That means in about 1,000 more years, that light will reach us, and our visions will be finally updated, so that our telescopes will also then give us the updated look. This is something similar to how we see the sun 8 minutes in the past. That's again because of the time light takes to travel to the Earth from the sun. For distances on Earth, light seems to travel everywhere in an instant. But when we are talking about things in the universe at cosmic scales, light has its own limits, which can sometimes be deceiving. The pillars of creation are surely remarkable and have over the years allowed astronomers to gather valuable knowledge about the stages and in general, the process of star formation. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Into the Unknown for more amazing content and ring the bell icon to stay tuned.